Good morning, people. It is Thursday, the 5th of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after. The home of popular culture. Your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by the culture. And of course, we're hosted by the best.
Good morning, Marks. How are you?
I'm all right. It's just me today, guys. Such disappointing. E-man's not here.
Why isn't he here?
He's taking lessons from a rabbi. He found the first black rabbi in England, and he's going. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing praise and worship.
To which God?
Huh?
To which God?
See, that's what I was trying to work out on my way here.
If I were to ask you what faith Emmanuel belongs to, what would you tell me? Based on all the information that you've gathered from him over the years.
I would say he's a man of the books.
So he's just a guy who has a library? What are you saying? Is that faith?
What, man of the books?
A man of books?
A man of the books.
Man of the books.
Yeah,
like a man of letters?
No, like all the books. Like the Bible, the Quran.
So he's a collector. He collects faiths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Pokemon.
Can you trust a man on that? Because at any given time, he would just draw for whatever he wants to draw for, right?
Well, I don't mind because as far as religion is concerned, I don't mind about religions.
All right, but where?
No, I'm saying that as long as you believe, I'm with it. So I'm not opposed to religions. I'm not like, oh, I'm Christianity, you're Islam, you're wrong, you're gonna die, you're going to hell, or you're Judaism, you messed up, or you're Hinduism.
That's so 19th century, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, forget about that. No,
that's not my
not
style.
in the 21st century.
My thing is, if you believe in something and you follow the laws,
you will get entrance.
I think you'll be all right. I know that's not how they said how they sold the dream back in the day, but
yeah.
You gotta revise everything for this for 2024.
Because that's how you're allowed to do whatever you want to do in it.
That's how the world's working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So we've got to look at everything. You can't look at religion with them old eyes, old dusty eyes.
Not the antiquated eyes. No.
You got to look at it with new eyes.
New gens.
So if you believe in something, I'm here for it. So the fact that he believes, even if it's more than one thing, speaks to a man of some type of integrity, no?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
We get water from.
What? What kind of question is that?
Where did you get you teeth?
Teeth?
Did you walk in with that?
So
do you see how I look back to see?
Have you got a monopoly on water?
On that bottle in this house?
You're the only person that's allowed Highland Springs.
That's a nice way of asking me a question to deflect from what I asked. Where'd you get that water from?
The shop.
Then I have no problem with you then. I have no problem with you until you collected it from behind me. That's why I was like, whoa. Because when you spend a little bit of time doing that. To be honest, you were allowed to do that. You can. I just didn't know you asked me.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking even if I did do that, I don't understand what
I
don't understand what the problem is.
It's all right. It's cool.
I put this in here.
Yeah, I believe you. All right, cool. So I've put up a poll on Discord, right? Because we, tail end of yesterday, I'm not sure if it is that you were listening, but Emmanuel basically suggested that we should get a priest, an Ifa priest, to come on as a guest, right?
Yeah, what do you mean if I listened? I was here yesterday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were, weren't you? Well, anyway, I put the poll up on this Discord. And the options were as follows. Oh, wow. Black Rob and Demi in Discord.
I heard Black Rob kick Demi's ass in Discord.
Who told you that?
There's only two people in this room.
You can watch me in my face and Bowface lie
Well, no, okay.
for entertainment?
I heard because my Discord was open yesterday
right.
and it was going ping, 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 ping. It was pinging. Demi's in what Demi's doing. For what I'm hearing is Demi is coming on YouTube in the chat, feeling emboldened and moving like he's the champion.
He's a champion of YouTube.
Of YouTube,
100%. Our YouTube community, Demi is the G. 100%.
but I'm hearing the YouTube community don't know that he's getting wiped on Discord.
But that's their problem. If they haven't joined Discord, they haven't joined Discord. And that's your words. You're saying that he got wiped on Discord.
That's
All
what
Black
I'm
Rob
hearing.
has done is
I can only
basically
relay
shown-
information.
Black Rob has shown his receipts in Discord, and it's very comprehensive.
Oh,
Very comprehensive.
okay. So in your words, then, what's happening over there?
In my words, I put up a poll yesterday, and it says, "Are you interested in TDA having an Ifa or Afa priest on the show as a guest?" Right? Obviously, you mentioned that is that what a Babalawo is, yeah, and I believe so. And the difference between Ifa and Afa is one is Ghanaian and one is Nigerian.
Okay.
Right? And so far, these are the options, right? And I want you to also basically tell me what you pick. Yes, please would be refreshing. And I think I'm going to put this poll up for the YouTube community too. I want to get as many people as possible. Let me see. Add, start poll. Are you interested in TDA having an Ifa or Afa, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, priest on the show as a guest? Question mark. And the options were, number 1, yes, please, would be interesting. That's the first one. I'm typing it for the YouTube community whilst I'm saying it. Second is yes, please, about time. So both of those are yeses. And the third one is no, thank you. And the fourth one is you can. You can. I'll just be skipping that app. Okay.
Why is Demi saying you're making false allegations?
Who?
Demi.
What allegations did I make?
He said Black Rob was arguing with someone else in Discord.
So what allegations did I make? I said Black Rob showed receipts. That's what I said about Black Rob. I contested your statement.
What's that?
You said that Demi was losing or something. And I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. These are your words.
Okay, so now I'm asking you to put it in your words then.
Let me finish this poll first. All right, start poll. I want to get as many people voting on this as possible. All right, so far, in fact, what would you pick?
I'm going to vote now. I'm going to vote.
All right,
Are you interested in TDA having an Ifa or Afa priest on the show as a guest? Did these men do voodoo? Yes.
Well, we talked yesterday.
I'm not saying that with
Emmanuel
negative
said it
connotations. I'm not saying that with negative connotations. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm not saying that with any negative connotations. I'm just asking, do they do voodoo?
Based on how you see it, yes.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going, yes, please, would be interesting.
All right. So the vote so far in Discord is 38% say yes, please, would be refreshing. 33% say yes, please, about time.
That's 60% saying yes.
Not really. 38 and 33 is not 60.
But you know what I meant?
But I only said not really. I didn't really mean to basically. I just said it's not really. It's more than that.
Right,
you know,
cool.
it's more than that, you know?
Okay.
19% say no, thank you. And 10% say you can. I'll just be skipping that app.
No, so the views will still be all right then.
Yes. So far. Again, I want to see what the YouTube people are saying. All right, cool. What we talking about? What we talking about?
We're talking about
What we talking about?
Demi and Demi. No, sorry, Demi and...
Black Rob.
Black
Rob promised Stacey something, and he delivered in the Discord.
Okay, so what did he promise Stacey?
Evidence on 9/11 being not as the media has been telling us it is.
Oh, we went there.
Yes, 9/11. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the person he was going back and forth with was Kofi.
Yeah.
And I think Kofi is Enoch.
Okay.
I think Enoch's in the live chat.
Okay, then. And then...
And what Black Rob was suggesting was that whatever Enoch said had nothing to do with what he was saying, because he was arguing against a phantom. And the points that he was making were not what Black Rob was making. So he stipulated that very clearly.
So Enoch was arguing a different point as far as Black Rob
He was basically probably arguing with Emmanuel and you and Gin and Gist.
Oh, what did I say? I went on the other side of the hour.
Yeah, you against COVID? About the censorship and this and next? 100%. Remember, you were half of the room that Demi referred to.
Oh, okay then. Okay
Yeah.
then. I'm on Black Rob's side, isn't it?
I believe you are.
Yeah,
I'm on Demi's side.
No, you're not.
I am.
I don't think you are.
I'm always on Demi's side. There is no world where I'm not on Demi's side.
So what receipts did Black Rob show that proved Demi wrong then?
No. Again, Black Rob promised Stacey something.
Okay. Yeah.
And he delivered it.
Yeah, so that's Stacey. That's Stacey packed up.
Yes.
Cool. Did he pack up Demi on Discord?
No, again, these are your words. I told you before. These are the words that you said.
So the receipts that he brought on Discord weren't for Demi, they were for Stacey.
They were for Stacey. And he said, he put another, another message saying, this is not a shot at Demi. And I was like, chief Demi supporter, I've now added Demi so he can see. He's mentioned his name. Just obviously, Kofi's coming to basically,
Share the table.
try to. Yeah. Again, he wasn't fighting Black Rob. He was fighting all the things that Black Rob was not saying.
So Demi didn't take it out then?
Again, Demi can never take an L. Are you listening?
All right, fair enough.
Yes. God damn it. Undefeated. Mayweather.
Sorry, Demi, I must have heard...
Apology accepted, bro.
I must have heard misinformation. But as you know, all my information is secondhand.
Yeah, source from wherever. What the hell?
No, that means it came from somewhere. That's what it means, especially from the pits of hell.
They're not trusted sources, bro. Not trusted sources. I got a couple of Spotify comments. Ocon says Demi cleared, and then she has a little emoji, and then Miss SMH says, next time you're having another COVID conversation, please can we get the timestamps of the full convo so I can skip it completely? I am so sorry that I've been unable to put timestamps up for the last few episodes. I have had absolutely no time at all to basically do it. I've been out of the studio for hours on end, and when I get back, I have sessions and whatnot. It's been absolutely impossible for me to do it, but I promise if we ever mention COVID again, I'm going to make sure and put those timestamps up for you. Let me finish the message. I understand that you need to discuss relevant topics, but as someone who lost close family, my condolences, during the pandemic, these conversations can be triggering when you hear them repeatedly. And I don't think everyone is always sensitive to this. Aside from that, love the show and appreciate you all. TDA makes me feel closer to home. Love from Canada. Love,
you might have to throw a trigger warning sign up next time you're going into COVID.
Yeah.
So they can just skip it.
Yeah. But sometimes the man doesn't give us any notice, innit?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He has an evil little chuckle and he's like, gives a little disclaimer, and then he just rams it in. All right. I have an opportunity here passed on by our resident plug, Heather. And it is for anybody over the age of 19 and looking for an opportunity to work for National Rail. Here's the message. I now have funding for anyone unemployed and over the age of 19 living in any London borough for a 9-week NVQ Level 2 course in rail engineering. The course is full-time and leads into work. As part of the funding, delegates will gain Network Rail Competences in personal track safety and track induction. Courses start in September 2024 and will run every month. The Training Academy is based in Leyton. I'll be grateful if you could pass this on to anyone that may be interested. I'll put the work mobile and the email, her name is Sarah Brown, in the description of this video. And I'm going to put it as the first comment on the video. So anybody interested in that opportunity, you can basically email or contact her via her mobile number. Well, hopefully your mobile number is a work mobile number because putting that on the internet is crazy. But anyway, if it is that you're qualified for that, please take advantage of that.
Are you going to give them the details?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in... I did.
What number?
No, I will put it in the description and then I'll put it as a first comment.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll do that on Spotify too for the audio listeners. That's where you'll be able to find it. All right. So far, let me see how many people have voted. Ooh. All right, then. 68 votes so far. And 59% so far say yes, please. Would be interesting. 4% say yes, please, about time. 18% say no, thank you. And 19% say, I'll just be skipping that. Whew. My. All right, so I guess there are more Christians and Muslims in the YouTube community.
Demi, you might have some haters on your...
Demi has haters?
Might have some haters on your line, Demi, man.
How you mean?
You know what I'm saying? It's people just out there spreading false information about him, man. It's fucked up.
Oh. Well, let's get into the headlines.
President? Our first headline... Sorry. Our first headline is about the Grenfell Tower fire. Renewed calls for justice after reports find systematic dishonesty led to 72 deaths. Grenfell Tower was turned into a death trap by dishonest construction firms, architects and negligent politicians who ignored fire safety for decades, a public inquiry has found, paving the way for criminal prosecutions over the disaster. A public inquiry stretched across 7 years has exposed how refurbishments of Grenfell prior to the fire left the block coated in cheap and highly flammable materials, while warnings of an impending disaster from those who lived in the tower were ignored. In an utterly damning report, inquiry chair Sir Martin Morbick has now concluded that architects, companies involved in a disastrous refurbishment, and the local council in Kensington and Chelsea are to blame for the fatal fire. The simple truth is that the deaths that occurred were all avoidable, he said, adding that failings around Grenfell were down to incompetence, dishonesty and greed. Cost-cutting on the refurbishment was prioritised over safety, he said, while the warning signs of previous tower block fires had been routinely ignored. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer issued an apology on behalf of the British state to the bereaved families, survivors and Grenfell community. He told the Commons, the country failed to discharge its most fundamental duty to protect you and your loved ones, and I am deeply sorry. Our next headline says, Hamas leaders charged by US over deadly October 7th attack on Israel. The United States has announced criminal charges against Hamas's top leaders over their role in planning, supporting and perpetrating the 7th of October attack in southern Israel. The charges against Yahya Sinwar, the militant group's chief, and at least 5 others accused them of orchestrating the attack which killed 1,200 people, including more than 40 Americans. The attack triggered an Israeli assault on Gaza that has killed more than 40,000 Palestinians and laid waste to much of the territory. The 7-count criminal complaint includes charges of conspiracy to provide materials support to a foreign terrorist organisation, conspiracy to murder US nationals, and conspiracy to use weapons of mass destruction resulting in death. It also accuses Iran and Lebanon's Hezbollah of providing financial support and weapons, including rockets and military supplies. And our last headline for this first section, about sewage leak water bosses to face 2 years in jail. So water bosses face up to 2 years in prison under moves to crack down on pollution in rivers and seas. The government will on Thursday unveil a package of measures designed to combat the regular dumping of sewage by water companies. Under new powers in the government water bill, executives could be held liable and face jail if their water companies fails to cooperate with investigations into wrongdoing by environmental and drinking water regulators. The bill also includes plans for bonuses to be blocked if water companies do not meet environmental or consumer standards, and severe and automatic speeding ticket style fines for pollution incidents. It comes after public outcry over the regular dumping of sewage into waterways by water companies. Sewage spills rose to a record high last year with 477,000 incidents over 4 million hours, up 58% on 2022. And that is the end of our first headlines.
All right. So I've read a couple comments in the live chats. DCF Mook said that he sent me a message. I ain't got that message, bro. I ain't got that message. What message is it? And Demi said Brent is moving like the CIA in the black community. Question. Is my reputation
in the mud?
No, not in the mud. It's not mud. That's not somewhere I'm going with this.
Oh, sorry.
Like, you just said just now that Demi and Black Rob were fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've said, I don't know where you got that from. I clearly said you've made it up,
Yeah.
right? And I clearly then said it was Enoch and Black Rob, right? Why is it still looking as though I said something about Demi? Is it because of my repetition? So whenever it is that you say something, even though you don't say that I told you, right? People just say, it must be Brent.
They're doing that thing that Sherlock Holmes does. What's the word?
What, deductive reasoning?
It's deduction, yeah. They're doing...
Wow.
They're doing this deduction.
So that means that you know what you could always do in order to basically just assign blame to somebody else. If I'm in the room, then you just have to basically say, I got it from somewhere.
They watch us every morning, so our behaviour patterns, they can see that.
So I'm saying, is it about repetition?
They would know I wouldn't just say that for no reason.
Serious? You wouldn't say something for no reason?
Not that.
Interesting. You wouldn't cause trouble at all. I wouldn't tell you, hey, you're missing great conversation in the Discord, right? Mm. There are follow-on conversations from the live stream in the Discord. You should check it out. And then you ask me, right? Wait, and you ask me, it's all hypothetical. Yeah. And you ask me, hey, who's... I said, well, there were a few people. Black Rob turned up. You know, he showed some receipts. It was a fantastic formatted post. I remember saying that vividly. Theoretically, hypothetically, right? Yeah. And then you're like, oh, who else was there? Because I remember Black Rob and Demi was going at it. I said, yeah, Demi was there, but not for the reason you think he is. This could have all happened before.
I'm saying, hypothetically.
And then hypothetically, you could have said, let's go live, right? Hypothetically. So and as soon as we went live now, and I'm carrying on procession, right? You're like, hey, by the way.
Let me ask you a question. Hypothetically, did that happen?
Hypothetically, everything could happen hypothetically.
But did it though?
Everything could happen. 100% you said, let's go live. 100% you like, oh, is that what's happening in Discord?
No, 100%. I had Discord was popping, so I wanted to come live and talk about it.
All right then. But I guess my repetition.
But I'm getting force-fed misinformation. There's narratives and agendas.
Those who know me. To be honest, I don't really mind. If I'm seen as a jester, as a clown and whatnot, I don't really mind. People, I guess they don't know what to expect from me. That's right.
Agendas have an agenda.
Entertainment, right? We're entertainment biz. Entertainment biz. I don't mind.
Let's get into what you're saying.
Yeah, so DCF Mooks, if it is that you want to at me, you have to actually at me or send me a private message on Discord. Otherwise, I ain't getting it. And I've checked both. I've checked the after and I've checked my actual personal one, and I don't have a message from you. So I don't know. Anywho, let's get into topic of the day.
Let's do it. Go on then.
There was supposed to be a guest in today. It was supposed to be one of y'all's faves.
You're a repeat offender.
Yeah. However, she wasn't able to basically come because something happened, unforeseen circumstance. But God willing, she will be coming in soon. Not soon as in today, but another time.
All right, pick up her, man. Yeah. Today's what you're saying topic of the day is about the evolution of black love. It's about dating, relationships, and situationships. And because it's just me and Brent here, we're gonna need
Gina just said Mark doesn't lie.
That's facts. Why would that? Wait there. Why would that sweeties like that? One of the realest niggas she knows.
What do you say?
Someone the realest. Oh, fuck. It's been a while.
No, it wasn't. It was yesterday. You did it. You said it yesterday.
No, I never.
Yeah, you did.
Say
and then
what?
you said, are we live? And then I said, let's redo it.
When I said, are we live? I never called them. I said, bastard children.
Oh, you never said it yesterday?
No.
I thought that's why Izzy wanted to redo yesterday.
What, in the morning?
Yeah. Remember when Izzy came in and you said, I didn't know the lights were hot, mics were hot?
Yeah, because I said I didn't know them heathens and their bastard children were back. That's what I said.
Nah, you definitely said the N-word.
No, I never.
I could vouch for it, 100%.
That's a lie, bro.
It may be... It's not a lie. I may have misheard.
Okay.
Because I thought you wanted to do a re-over or a redo because you said it.
No,
but now I realized, but then why were you schooling like that?
Because they heard me, my true feelings and my true thoughts, heard me being evil first thing in the morning.
Oh, never mind. Well, you sipped just now.
So,
I forgive you.
It's all right.
If I said it, nobody would forgive me,
We're talking about love in the morning, Brent.
Yeah, let's stick on love.
Is there any videos to play or anything?
Let's see. Sorry, do you have the document in front of you?
Who?
Do you have the document in front of you? So you do. So when you say let's play video, it's because you know there's a video?
I asked you if there's a video to play.
I had to check because I'm thinking, don't you have the same information in front of you?
But there is a video to play.
Yes, there is.
Let's play it.
Okay, I didn't know it was going to take all of this. Game time. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to see if I can do this and do that and get the card and do this and love her more and balance all this. Women, we meet you and we're like, our idea and our fairy tale is you are Prince Charming, honey. And then we try to get you to fit Prince Charming. And the more you don't fit it, the more y'all end up in my office going, but he doesn't do this. Well, has he ever did it? No, but I always just thought my husband would. Your husband or this man? So are you getting to know who you with? Or are you making this man fit this fairy tale ideology that doesn't even exist anyways? And so women come and lead with fit this or you have no value. Men come in and go, all right, I'm here and I'm going to learn how to be the best I can for you. And then women do what? You're taking too long. You're not getting there because you haven't fit the box of the fairy tale. So for me, it's helped me break down what all of my clients know. Y'all know I call it the fairy tale ideology. And I'm not exaggerating, Can. I want to say 100%, but I'm going to go 99.9% of women who come in my office, I'm having to work on breaking their fairy tale ideology of their husband. And hold on, let me say this. To his defense, they almost always have an amazing husband. But because his amazingness doesn't fit her idea of amazing, guess what? He ain't shit. Shoot. Okay.
That's what I go through.
I didn't know it was going to take all of this.
Because I'm amazing.
Game time. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to see if I...
idea of amazingness and all those kind of shit.
Do we need to run that back?
It's powerful.
Powerful, right? Whew.
It's powerful. That's the thing. I can relate so much.
Whew.
Revelation, isn't it? It's like mind blown.
I think we need to run it back. We need to run it back. Let's take a while.
can do this and do that and get the card and do this and love her more and balance all this. Women, we meet you and we're like, our idea and our fairy tale is you are Prince Charming, honey. And then we try to get you to fit Prince Charming. And the more you don't fit it, the more y'all end up in my office going, but he doesn't do this. Well, has he ever did it? No, but I always just thought my husband would. Your husband or this man? So are you getting to know who you with? Or are you making this man fit this fairy tale ideology that doesn't even exist anyways? And so women come and lead with fit this or you have no value. Men come in and go, all right, I'm here and I'm going to learn how to be the best I can for you. And then women do what? You're taking too long. You're not getting there because you haven't fit the box of the fairy tale. So for me, it's helped me break down what all of my clients know. Y'all know I call it the fairy tale ideology. And I'm not exaggerating, Can. I want to say 100%, but I'm going to go 99.9% of women who come in my office, I'm having to work on breaking their fairy tale ideology of their husband. And hold on, let me say this. To his defense, they almost always have an amazing husband. But because his amazingness doesn't fit her idea of amazing, guess what? He ain't shit.
This is nasty work.
What?
I need to run it back in order to basically recalibrate my mind. I don't know what I glitched in the first place. This is nasty work. Where is Emmanuel?
Well, he's with the rabbi.
The black rabbi.
Black rabbi, yeah.
Most deaf, yeah? All right.
Sorry to cut you. Just make sure you keep your train of thought as well. I'm not happy
What you not happy with?
with the community moving like we're not qualified to just have a discussion.
That's why I say this is nasty work.
On love.
This is why I said this is nasty work. Because I could hold my hand up and say I don't have enough panelists here to tackle this. And I think he did that knowing full well it was just both of us today.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I think this is nasty work.
We wanted a woman here as well. We were supposed to have a woman here that was supposed to help. That would have helped the situation. You get me? But
Well, we have
I
this
think
code. We have this code. We have this code. Bro,
I
we have this code.
think you got this in your wheelhouse.
No, I do. I said I don't have enough panelists.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just you and me.
Okay, so people are gonna call up. Are people gonna jump on a Discord?
We need some voices in the Discord. There need to be more voices in the room. I'm sorry for this conversation. This is nasty work. If it's just you.
Man said, can't we talk about aliens instead? That's crazy. Discord, you can all jump in and be in the chat at the same time.
Yeah,
we could be all up on the main stage.
Yeah.
So any women that feel
all right,
like
Stacey's there.
All right.
Who's answered the call? All right.
Another one.
Who else?
Wherever Armani, man. Where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you on Discord? Listen, on to the next headlines. No, we're gonna get a panel. We're gonna get a panel and we're gonna discuss love and situationships. We've got Stacey here. What do we need? 2 more, right?
Yep, we've got another one.
Good morning.
Good morning, Stacey. Thank you very much for joining us.
I am drunk.
That's all right. That's the best.
Are you drunk?
I am having a wine night at home. Y'all caught me on a great time.
This might be lit. All right, let's get 2 more people up quickly. This is cold.
All right, good morning, Chijoke.
In the morning.
All right, then. Good morning.
Yeah, Chijoke and Christy.
Good morning, Christy.
Jeez.
We got an excellent
Chijoke is on your side.
I don't know.
We haven't even declared sides.
We didn't even declare sides yet. We don't even know what side we're on.
Okay. All right. So,
and just so we're clear, just for the making of this content, all the love we're talking about, Christy is black. Just so we're all.
Oh man! All right, cool. Have we got some questions that Emmanuel, the nasty man, has basically provided?
Well, the first question I want to put to the panel, but you can help me understand, is where did all these dating expectations come from, and have they done more harm than good?
What dating expectations?
The fairy tales, the ideologies that women look for. Remember she was talking about women coming there with a fairy tale ideology and men not meeting their standards and the whole Prince Charming effect and want everything to be perfect and whisked away and all these kind of things. So these dating expectations that people have, and we see conversations happening all the time, whether it be about paying first on the date or who covers all the bills or can you date someone that earns more than you. There's loads of conversations that happen in society. But I'm saying, where did these dating expectations come from, do you think?
Social media.
Ah.
And women are wrong as hell.
Huh?
I think it's poor that.
You think it's before that?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Go off.
Well, she said fairy tale for a reason because she knows about like the way these Disney movies and cartoons come. The man coming in, sweeping the woman off her feet, soft life. That started from early.
They was conditioned from young.
Disney
Absolutely.
princesses didn't have no bills. So what is you talking about?
Huh?
My point is, from most of the stories are, I had problems. This man came in and solved them by like what? Save me from being a mermaid, kissing me from Sleeping Beauty, and all these other foolish stories that have come in to say one man could come in and solve all your problems.
That's true. That is true. Never thought about that. Disney is definitely to blame. I've said it in.
You said it before.
I don't believe that.
The idea. So your idea of relationships would have been formed as a child, not as an adult. Huh?
I'm saying okay.
Yeah, so you obviously as an adult you get into the relationship and it's like life with like anything with like the workforce. You get into life and you realize what it's really like and you make the adjustments and stuff like that. But initially, your expectations and your idea of a relationship would have came with what you saw happen to Princess Jasmine and Ariel and all of these kind of things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's certain things that's ingrained in you, like it's like hardwired because it's just what you know. It's just what you expect things to be like. You get what I'm trying to say? Like wife, home, family, happily ever after, all of those things. You know what I mean?
I think Disney gets an unfair brunt of the blame. And I say that as somebody who is like a Disney. We have this thing. I don't know if it's a American thing, but I'm a Disney. What they call out here a Disney adult, but like Disney parks, not Disney movies. Like I didn't grow up watching Disney movies, but I think some of my ideals when it comes to men and relationships definitely parallels some of the things that y'all blame Disney for, and that's just not my ministry. I wasn't watching Little Mermaid. I wasn't watching Rapunzel. I wasn't watching Shrek. Like I wouldn't know a thing about most of those films. But I think that a lot of my ideologies when it comes to men and relationships definitely models the things that y'all blame these franchises for. However,
Question, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where did it start from if it wasn't from watching Disney? Where did you get your ideals of what a man should be for you?
I think my mother and culture. I think that the basis of what the foundation of what I think gender roles looks like comes from that of what I saw growing up, whether that be my parents, whether that be my relatives, even down to like I don't think that everybody takes what their parents and close relatives lived by and establishes that some of it is like I want this for myself and some of this I don't want this for myself. I think that was definitely my story. But Disney, and excuse me offending in the chat, my age don't mean nothing but a number, child.
What did you say?
My age is nothing but a number.
Fenton said, remember, Stacey is a lot younger.
She's just a babe, 25.
And what about it? When did this cover?
Oh, yeah. So I think what he was saying is that because of your age, you're not as heavily as influenced by Disney as some of the other women.
I would argue that my age was the last of Disney's prime.
What was you watching as a child, Disney? What's your era?
My age of Disney was the last of Disney's prime in terms of like.
You're new school. You would have been watching like Mulan and them thing, then, innit?
No, Mulan for me was like kindergarten.
I'm saying, I think you're too young for the classics.
I could not read when Mulan came out. Like, I was the last of the Disney like quality productions. Easily.
Yeah, I don't think it got her like that. She's old school. You're like Lilo and Stitch and them, man. There.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch was like my bag for sure.
All right, cool.
For sure.
All right then.
For sure.
And let's just change the pace, guys. How effective are dating apps?
Sorry, does anybody in the panel agree with what the woman said in the clip?
Oh yeah, I didn't even ask. Wait there. No, we knew they did.
Serious, all in?
Do we agree with what the woman's saying in the clip, guys?
Yes. 1,000%.
That's Stacey.
That's Stacey. She's sensible. Chishoke's sensible. You agree, Chishoke?
Yeah, no, I think so. But obviously, if I say that as a man, people will be like, oh, but you're not a woman. You can't speak to their experiences. So I'll say I think so on that point.
Christy still there?
Yes.
You agree with her? I know Christy does. Christy's a real one.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's the first time I heard you speak.
It never used to work for me before. That's why I never jumped on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, so
See, we're in
this is not a balanced panel. Everybody's saying yes. There's nobody saying no.
Okay, but we've got more different questions to get into there. Sorry,
Okay.
it could be diverse because we're having just dating conversations. Has everybody in the panel experienced dating apps before?
I am avidly against them.
Ah. What, because they're not effective?
No. I think that y'all caught me at a great time. I can be blatantly honest, as drunk as I am. I just think that dating apps are in direct conflict of all the different things that women have been taught when it comes to dating. I just feel like when you're in the echo chamber of people who are there for the sole mission of dating, the genuity of being wanted and being desired and wanting to be chased after is like, what the fuck? Like, it just gives, this is not it. You will not get that. And I will never personally put myself in that predicament because I just feel like it's very much fabricated. The girlies who do it, I love that for them. To me, it screams desperation. I don't think that's bad all the time, but it would never be my ministry, personally.
Okay, what about you, Shoke? What do you think of dating apps? Are they effective? Do you rock with them or?
Yeah, no, my experience is a bit different. I actually met my missus through one, so it actually was successful for me.
Love that
We
for you.
just celebrated recently our 10-year wedding anniversary. So yeah.
You say 10 years?
10 years, a whole decade.
That's a success story. That's a success story. That's dope that you're actually here because that's going to debunk anything that anybody's got negative to say about dating apps. Because then it just goes to show it's about what you want to use the app for. It's about what you put into it and what you pour into it. A man found his wife. It's been 10 years.
It's not exactly going to debunk it. It's just
And he
one
said
case study.
10 years marriage, not 10
it
years.
is.
dating.
Anybody that's saying, look, she's saying the negativities, but that's debunked it. He's been married for 10 years. That's debunked.
I love that.
No, it is debunked. Sorry.
I think that's the exception of the
a
rule.
decade ago of apps is not 2024. Let's be clear.
So
There's a
what are
whole
you debunking?
crop.
Because Mark's...
Okay, what app? That must have been eHarmony days. Because what was there back then?
Was it Plenty of Fish or something? Because
No.
or Black Planet or something. Because 10
no,
years ago, it's time ago.
No, so I was sort of semi-joking and intentional with mine. So I think it was Your Harmony or what? Yeah, Your Harmony. I think that was the one. So someone told me to do it as a bet.
The OGs.
I didn't personally think much of it back then because back then I think people were cussing it as much as they're cussing it now, and that just it just happened to speak to a sensible person there, and that was it.
I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
You know, that was
I sounded
serious. I
very
think it would have been
backhanded.
harder to. It
No,
would
no,
have,
no, no, no. Seriously, I think that it works for some. I think there's an exception to the rule, but I don't think that's a majority. And you were blessed enough to be the minority and not the majority, and that is an amazing thing. We thank God.
no, he's just intentional with his actions. I think the majority of people that use the dating sites are literally on there to hook up. So, and that's what they do, and that's
I
why
agree.
that's the results that you get from it, because that's what people are using it for. Danielle says we don't know what these standards are that women are expecting men to meet. It could just be a clash of love languages, in which case the women will never be happy, even if the guy is of high value. You have that. When did we get on dating apps to showcase effective? I'm thinking Christy sounded like she was anti, right? You're saying you're not having them, Christy?
I don't. I've been on, and I think they're a load of trash.
Talk about your experiences with the dating app, please.
Oh god. I don't know. Maybe because of the type of person I am, I think it was just not gonna work. So trying to maintain conversations via like messaging was hard and very difficult, and also like a lot of it was like the comfortability factor for me was an issue. So going on there and then messaging, then like, the guys were like, no, I don't want to get off the app straight away, and I wasn't obviously comfortable giving my number away like that. Obviously, I still wanted there to be some type of discourse. So it was
they were
very
showing
difficult
too much
for me.
intent.
Well, that's what I was gonna kind of ask you while you was talking.
No,
At what point do you take it off the app? Because once you decide you like each other, surely you just exchange numbers so you can get to know each other. You do all the getting to know on the app?
No, I'm not. It's not immediately that I've matched that we can exchange numbers. I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm different, so that's why I found it difficult for me. But also, even the ones that didn't do that, maintaining conversations with them was very like,
Yeah.
it was very like sexual straight away, and I'm just like, how did we get here?
I was just about to ask that.
It's like, what we doing?
What do y'all be talking about on an app that seems real life? Like, I feel like I would be sitting there thinking that I'm talking to a bot, and when I'm going to sleep, I'll be like, girl, it's giving AI. Like, what are you doing?
But I think for me, where I was like, in my experience, we took it off there pretty early, because obviously we don't know what time you're going to be on there. You might come on there, I'm working, or you're not working, and then I see it like a few hours later. So yeah, we met up in a public place and it just hit it off really quickly. So
Just talking to AI, you know, message is too sexual. Obviously, this is TDA speed dating event. We spoke about this before.
Yo, we might have a little surprise for you at the end of this month. Have an opportunity to basically like meet each other in a fantastic place, great environment, great music.
It's true.
We might have to do that, Mags.
It's true. We can facilitate this.
All right, let's put a little pin on that. We'll get back to you on that. But we need to have willing
participants.
Yeah.
Okay,
Brent,
then, guys. Change the speed again. Want some opinions from you? Oh, sorry, go on, what you saying?
I was gonna say I even forgot what the main question is, and I looked at the bottom headline, and it says exposing government propaganda. What's the correct?
Oh, serious?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm sorry. Let me change that.
But differently, I want to know. Observe from people. How can I frame this question now? Because I don't even like how it thinks. He's asking us, what have we learned and observed, from people in the search of love? But I think he wants to know is, do you notice a difference between how people go about searching for love in their different ages? Or did you go about searching for love different in your different stages? Say like in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. Does searching for love look different in those time periods, like for a 20-year-old versus a 30-year-old?
When we finish this, I need to get back to the actual clip because stuff was said in the clip that we can literally splice up. And
Can you start us off, Mark?
Yeah.
People's actually looking for love in their 20s. I think people looking for love.
Stacey's in her 20s. And she's.
I am, but I don't want to answer first. I think the timing of this topic while I'm drinking today is like so perfect, but I don't want to get too excited.
What's the for looking for love in their 20s and their 30s and their... I don't know, you know. And then you're right. Like, I'm not like the love expert. Like, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like people in their 20s even look for love. I feel like it just trickles over from the teenager years. I feel like it's just puppy love stuff. I feel like it's just like can't control their emotions and feeling all these things intensely and all of this stuff and thinking that it's going to be the love of your life stuff, romanticizing stuff. I think that young love is all...
People definitely look for love in their 20s.
Yeah,
I was going to say, though, what would you define as love at different stages? Because I think it changes the older you get.
What you'd be actually looking for?
As in, yeah, in terms of what you feel love would be. Because if I speak to what I would have thought love was in my 20s, it's slightly different to what I think it is now.
Do you think you're looking for different things? Say, like in your 20s, there's probably more physical stuff you're looking for. Maybe once they're in their 30s and 40s, they're looking for more companionship and stuff like that. Or
That's what I think it turns into eventually.
so all the things that you thought you was like, just like not that trivial, but the things that you thought that mattered to you and thought you wanted in a partner in your 20s, by the time you reach your 30s, you realize they're not the right things.
Yeah, because I feel like the older you get, certain things change. So in your 20s, you're just looking for that baddie. You're looking for that person that looks good on your arm. But I think as you get older, then it becomes, hold on, what's that baddie's credit score? Can we get a house? What's it going to look like when we get older? Is she going to be someone that could help raise children with me? You know, have a community, look after, like, what's your parents saying? There's just different things that you look into as you get older.
You see, for the for the women, because obviously men's mindset's different, and obviously we were saying that even with that Disney stuff, and women are kind of say like conditioned to want to be married from early and do the forever thing. Is that the same for women? Do you have a baddie mentality when you're younger? Are you looking for the hot guy, or is it not like that?
No, I was just gonna ask that. I think women get into their 20s, and maybe that's a me experience. Disclaimer. And I don't ever think I was very much like a person who was into like, this man must be the finest of them all. Like, I don't. That's not my first three thoughts when looking at a man. I come from the mindset, and I think it's a cultural thing, a way I was brought up thing, the way people around me have shown relationships thing. I come from the mindset of homie, lover, friend. Like, a companion, a decent human being comes first before they are fine, before they are, like, who you are as a person is what is attracting me before your physical. Like, obviously you can't be up here looking whooped, but like, I find the essence of a person more attractive than how they show up physically. And I don't think for women, if I can speak generally, that's something that doesn't come until their 30s. There might be certain aspects that may be romanticized, but I don't see a woman in their 20s turning down a good man as a real partner, personally.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, do tell.
I think now they 100% would. maybe back, and don't, like, women, don't shoot me in the comments. I guess let me speak for me. In my time, I guess it wasn't really a hot, a hot boy or whatever. To be honest, growing up in a Nigerian household, the narrative was you have to get married. That's as a girl, and I'm the firstborn for context. So there was no world in where that I'm not getting married. Like, that was the thing that was pushed. But however, in them pushing that, they were very strict on, I can never have boyfriends. So it was one of them ones, you're going to get married. But there was never any coaching on how that was going to happen. So someday I was going to be at the altar, but I was never allowed boyfriends. You got to face your books. You got to do this. You got to do that. And then when you get to a certain age, it's like, oh, where's your husband? That was the narrative. That was the narrative for me. So it's kind of like, how can you be saying where's my husband? But I wasn't allowed to do this. I wasn't allowed to do certain things. How was I going to get there?
On that point, Christy, right? I see where you're saying that they were telling you don't bring no guys home, focus on your education, right? But when you hit university, they're not still saying that.
They actually are.
They actually are. They are 100%.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Going to university was a pinnacle. Even not even pinnacle. They will say even do your masters. They was even further education.
I heard that they will still push focus on your books, but not allowing you to date when you're an adult.
It's not an allowed thing. It's about pushing the narrative
exactly
that your priorities are misaligned.
No, you can still have the priority of focusing on your books, 100%.
That's not.
If you've been Brent, if you've been conditioned, if you've been conditioned from how many years, and then you still get to university, you're still going to really have that mindset. I know, obviously, some will say some rebelled, but I can't lie to you, that wasn't my story.
All right, so are you suggesting that it was only when you graduated from university as to when it is that they were allowing you to basically date?
No, not that there was, I guess, after it was complete, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, now where's your husband, kind of thing. You know,
I wouldn't go as far.
It was like it was completed, so it was fine to now have the conversation of, where's your husband, or where you gonna, don't you think you should be, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, wait, hold on. It's been facing my books these whole decades, however long I've been in education, and now that I've I guess to them, I've completed the goal. I've gotten a degree. It's now, where's your husband?
That plus, I think that there's, and I've been very pressed towards my older relatives, especially the women, about how they bring up this narrative, not just for myself, but people around my age range and younger. It's, to Christy's point, it is something that's pushed until you finally get that degree and you achieve that higher whatever. But there's no focus on, okay, there's not an off switch on, I'm going to shift my mind from books to marriage. And I think that doesn't mean that people don't date. It just means that they're very secretive about how they go about it. And when you're secretive, you don't seek out a lot of intel that you could probably get from, the elders in your family, or, people who have been experienced in dating. And I've talked about these people older in my life, not so old, my parents' age, but old, maybe in their 30s plus, about this particular thing. But I think there needs to be a discussion about how that scares a lot of women, especially 28 and below, about dating. I would almost argue that I'm terrified of the idea of quote unquote dating because of the narrative that's put out there about prioritizing your books, and from books it goes to career, and from career it goes to money, and from money it goes to doing for yourself. But it's where in that equation do we fit having a relationship, and you just charge it to it will happen versus putting quote unquote effort. I think that's why I feel like I'm against the idea of women shooting their shot and women putting themselves out there, I guess, depending on how you look at what that means. Like, I'm against that, but part of it I will agree is about how the concept of men and dating and where that falls in order of operations was taught to me.
I would agree.
Okay, so we've used sorry, Brent.
So that was then, right? Christy just shared experiences of how she grew up. Stacey, is this like it is now? Has the culture and tradition like stayed steadfast?
Yeah.
So it's still now?
I'm 25. Like, I'm barely a senior in being an adult. Like, I've only been out of college 4 years. And I think that's something that I'm very much dealing with in real time. Getting out of the mindset that you are no longer in school. You are very much into your career. You are very much making good money. You are very much living on your own. Like, it is now time to focus your attention. The next quote unquote big accomplishment for you is building a family. And that transition is difficult because you are not taught the building blocks of what that takes. Being vulnerable with somebody, putting yourself out there and meeting people, and the vulnerability that comes with that when it comes to having a relationship. Like, that's not something that we are taught. It's in fact something that we are demanded to be shied away from for
Can I
most
ask
of
a
our
question
lives.
then?
So it's like,
You got
yeah.
more?
All right. So I hear what 2 generations of Africans are saying, right? Based on their rearing in their household, their parents, and their relationship with men, right? But both of y'all have said y'all need to do it in secret, right? So y'all were basically dating in secret anyway, right? So remove your parents.
I was not.
I hear you, but on social media, right, you see a lot of young women and older women dating and sharing their dating experiences, right?
Okay.
This is what you said in the beginning. This particular narrative has been gathered from social media. Yes.
Okay.
If you want to dispute that, let me know. Is it still a thing where black women 20 upwards are not able to date until it is that they finish university? Is that still a thing?
No.
I don't think I don't know. It's not still a thing.
All right. So let's run off that premise. Yes?
In practice. In theory, yes, but in practice, no.
How do you mean?
Like, it's preached to you that why are you dealing with, you're so worried about men when you should be facing your books. Like, that's what's taught to you, but in practice you might be having a relationship that your parents might not know about while you're quote unquote facing your books.
Yes, and I do believe that a lot of parents don't even know what their children are getting up to, right?
I agree.
It's a standard.
By 18, it's a wrap.
All right.
You think that you have control over your
So
kid.
whether they're not learning or being taught by their mothers or their aunties how to date men, they are finding out themselves, whether from social media or from their friendship circles, right?
Okay.
No, dispute it if it is you need to. I need to know where you stand.
I it's hard to dispute it without the context of where you're going.
Really?
That's why I'm saying, okay, I'll listen to where you're going.
I just want to know if black women are dating. I just want to know
No,
if
they
they're dating.
are.
Are they dating
They
in
100%
secret
are.
or in public?
Okay, then
I want to remove the parents from this.
what I want to know is
in my opinion, I think they're dating more openly now than it was when I was dating.
And I would argue as a 25-year-old that there's a disproportion, especially for African women.
What I want to know is if there's all this onus on marriage and relationships and people being intentional and all this kind of stuff, yeah. How do you get like lost in them situationships?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you?
Those conversations were directed at me. What conversations were directed at the men?
What do you say?
What those kind of conversations were directed at me. You're saying that, like, how do we get lost in? If all those conversations are directed at me as a woman, what is being directed at the man? Are they directing the same conversations?
I see where you're going, but I see how Mars can be confused.
Yeah, I mean, I was just asking a question. Men get lost in situationships too, though.
No, she's saying that if correct me if I'm wrong, Christy. If women, there's a such a unclear, hard divide between face your books and get married, but men, there's no expectations and the stereotypes you should have. Oh, what's the thing that we teach black men, like, oh, you're a womanizer, you have many interested women, whatever that we, Prince Charming, all the things. Like the situationship thing isn't so much to the fault of the women. It's the
Can I
disconnect
just
between
say
the
though?
consistency in men and what's
Uh,
taught.
no, I was just sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna say though, I feel in certain households you still get that message. So I'm not saying it's to the extent of where it is, I think, with Nigerian women, but in men, we still get told to focus on our books to a certain extent as well. But obviously, it's not. I don't think. I mean, in terms of like bringing girls home, I don't know if this is just Nigerians. I feel this is like a lot of men in general. I feel like we feel a certain stigma with bringing the wrong girl. You never want to have that conversation with your mom saying, "Don't bring that girl back to my house again." You never want to have that conversation. So I feel like there's still that whole how you conduct yourself in certain ages still gets brought to your conscience as well.
I think there is a whole step you're skipping, Chijoke.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's to the same extent. I definitely not saying that because I didn't have sisters, but I had cousins. So I saw those females being told straight away, like, do not date, because obviously I think in their head, their whole thing is scared of you being pregnant outside of marriage, and then that whole stigma.
I still want to know. Yeah, I directed the question towards the ladies because they was the ones talking, and I followed it up off the back of those questions that they were saying. But it's open to everyone, men and women, innit? And we're having a conversation about relationships, people being intentional with their dating, talking about the fairy tale ideology, wanting forever after, wanting marriage, all these kind of things, and people, like we're saying, like with Disney, women, it's ingrained in them. Men obviously want partners. Like, Chijoke, you're married, you want a woman, you're intentional what you're doing. When we have these hopes and dreams for ourselves, what I'm asking is, how do we end up in situationships when we clearly want more for ourselves? What is it about the situationship, that the bondage with people, that we get lost in? Why do we stick in them?
I think it's bizarre that you're posing the question instead of answering the question.
Say that again, sorry?
I said, I think it's bizarre that you're posing the question instead of answering the question. I feel like Chijoke, as someone who is married, can probably identify that switch. But as someone that isn't married, and this is no shot to you, this is all, with all due respect, like what makes you maintain the not ready for marriage mindset versus the this is what I'm actively looking for mindset? And I'm not saying that that's not where your head is at.
No. I'm different. I know how to. I love hard, and I know how to build meaningful relationships. But remember, I don't subscribe to the same things that you don't do. So I'm not looking for conventional relationships and the fairy tale and stuff like that. So that's not my goal.
Okay.
So it's different.
But that doesn't.
It's different for me.
Do you equate marriage to that fairy tale? Because I don't.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Interesting. I don't equate marriage to a fairy tale. I think marriage, and that's something that doesn't get as much PR as other things. I think marriage is like Legos, but people are so marriage has
Lego or
become
Legos?
Legos, like the build the blocks.
I was going to say, you know what?
No.
Legos, see what that's like.
No, I'm weak. No, I think that marriage gets such bad PR that people fail to realize their ability to make a marriage what works for them. And I think that often scares people away from that reality. Like some people might, like a lot of women may have the idea of what y'all think is Disney. I have to have this man that sweeps me, off my feet and is romantic until the end of time and blase, blase, blah. I don't think of marriage like that. Like I come from an angle where I view marriage as a loyal companion, and then the romance happens to be an immediate second ish. And someone outside of me may think differently. Like I think marriage is defined, or successful marriage is defined by a combination of what you've experienced, what you've seen in successful marriages, and how that's applied to your character, your value. But people don't get to that part of the discussion enough. People think that marriage is just one Disney movie or one Disney idea, and if that doesn't work for me, it's fuck marriage, because this doesn't work for me. Like, there's so much more there, in my opinion.
What did you see, Brent? Guys don't want to get married. Women feel they're missing out on whole season. What? Guys don't want to get married.
I would love to meet a woman who thinks that they're missing out on whole season. Any woman who thinks they're missing out on being a whore is crazy.
Are you saying there's no validity to what he just said?
At all, actually.
What do you think, Mugs?
Well, that women don't want to get married because they feel like they're missing out on their whole phase.
Yeah. Yet.
What woman wants to be a whore?
Yet.
Not that one, but there's someone who want to be whores.
Don't say whore. Don't say whore. Don't do that.
Just because I had an R doesn't make the definition change.
No, but
it's got negative connotations towards whores as well. Like this.
Oh my God! Get out of y'all's connotation dictionary. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't throw the word whore around like it's a bad thing, and I champion whores.
Okay.
I think that women need to face the fucking music, and a whore is a whore is a whore. And if you want to be a whore, wear the shit as a whore. Stop it. Like, what are we talking about?
Is there any weight in what Black Rob is saying? Obviously, he's not talking about all women.
No, he can't be talking about all women.
He's not talking about all women. Do you see this on social media?
Isn't that what the whole slut walk and sexual liberation thing was about?
Yes, because I'm reading into what he's saying. I'm not really. I'm substituting that word, so it's not seen as whore, but that sexual liberation movement. That I don't know how else to call it. I've been told not to call it city girls and stuff, so I'm not using that particular term. But the type of messages that those rapper babes push.
I think that shit is bogus, but that's a hot topic for another day.
As in, it's a myth. It's not played out in real life. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think it's bogus. I think that women try, and I love the girls. You know, I think there's a true definition of reclaiming your sexuality and a bogus definition of reclaiming your sexuality. There's reclaiming your sexuality as in, listen, being sexual, having a intimate side is normal. It is a human function. It is natural. And but you just out here fucking any and everything that has a dick on it. And you are a whore. And I just feel like when people take negative connotations and read too seriously, it's a negative part of it, when by definition, that's what the fuck you're doing. Like, stop being stupid. Like, if you want to be community pussy, you are community pussy, and that's okay. Just say what it is.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, how many men do you think it will get to till you can say that girl's a whore?
I think that's by measurement of your own values. And I don't think it's an amount all the time.
Okay. So
all
what
that
I want to say is,
you can watch a girl.
Sorry, that's guys. What I mean. How do you label them?
Yeah. Sorry to choke you. I'll let you finish, yeah. But all that stuff's subjective. You can watch a girl do something one time, yeah, and her behavior and her actions make you call her a whore, and you could find out after the fact that was the first time she had sex.
100%.
What?
You could watch a girl do something. You could see an action play out, and you watch it, Stacey, and you see her do this maneuver, whatever it may be. It's hypothetical in my head. I don't know. You make it up, and you call that girl a whore. Yeah, from what you saw her just do, what you just saw her act out. And you can find out after the fact that was the first time she had sex. So there's no number on it. What's it like? There's no number on it to be a whore. These are things that society just throw on people. But I told you, it's all social constructs and stuff.
I said that. I'm not disputing that it's a social construct. I think it is. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is horrible behavior. I think being and this, I don't want to conflate the conversation with my unpopular.
I feel like we're derailing the conversation. I feel like Black Girl's comment kind of derailed to where we're trying to go. I can't lie to you.
I don't want to
bring it back on track, girls. Bring it back on track.
But no, I'm going to do that. Long story short, I think that women, especially, I think this is a women thing more than it's a men thing, because men, their stereotypes, they kind of just accept it, versus women who end up, defending themselves all the time. If you do something that by definition is what it is, why are you fighting it unless you feel bad about it? Like, if you're out here doing horror behavior by definition, I beg you please just stop fighting that is horror behavior when by definition that's what it is.
Oh, you're talking to women now?
Yeah, I've been talking to women.
Oh.
And that goes back to the whole video about women having this idea of men, and they get to a man and they're sitting here upset at the man for not abiding by this idea when you were disregarding the man who was in front of you. I think women often, and this is the one thing that I fight women on. Women fail to accept the reality that's in front of them because they're constantly defending an idea that's in their head that is just fucking delusional. But because they want to fight the whole term delusional, it's like, girl, what the fuck? Like,
she really does agree with her. Like, really. She said,
1,000%.
Sister.
I'm weak. Who said that?
Nah, you really do agree with the doctor.
1,000%. I think women are stupid most of the time. Love for y'all, us, but be for real.
Wow.
I think, unfortunately, the conditioning on us has played a part in that. Not to, because you're not gonna flip and throw accountability up in the chat, please. I'm not saying that, because 100% certain women need to face front and understand what is in front of them, but want to completely be blind to it and then wake up and then start complaining. No. But I think I do think conditioning does play a part in that. How can I put it? In that, because the goal has been, or the condition has been, as a woman, you must get married, you must have kids, you must do this, you must do that. So in my pursuit of getting there, I think that it's like a tunnel vision. So even what's in front of you may not be what it's when they say, like, with women, that anybody can fill that spot. You know what I'm saying? It's just as long as they got that person in front of them. They're not viewing the landscape. They're just trying to fit someone in the slot. So I think the problem is trying to fit just anybody in the slot, because in the pursuit of that goal and that, oh, I want to be married, which has been put upon us, we then don't look at the reality of what the situation is, unfortunately. And some of us, yes, do have a problem with delusion, where we're trying to put a square peg in a circle hole. And it's like, baby, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. But instead of us to actually sit down and look at the reality of the situation and be like, no, actually, the man I'm looking for, there's no point. He's told you. He's told you with words. He's told you with actions. But in your mind, you think you're going to be the one you're going to take up the armor of God when God didn't send you there. God didn't send you there, love. So you think you're taking up the armor of God to change this man's mind. No, honey. Look at what's in front of you. But because you believe that this is the person, and because by all means, by necessary, by force and by fire, you need to get to that destination, you're just gonna sit there and think he's going to change. But that's not reality of the situation. And that's why I say conditioning has also played a part in that, because in the pursuit of just that end goal, we're not thinking logically. So I think that becomes a problem when going back to Mark's question about situationships, we then put up with situationships thinking the man is going to change. No, because he told you he didn't even want a relationship. But you think you're going to sit there and bide your time and, oh no, he's going to change. He's going to change his mind. No, your pussy's not that special.
Not to cut you off,
Unfortunately.
Christy, not for nothing, but Anubis in the chat. Love you, sis, but you are an example of what I'm talking about. Sis said, women tend to lead with their emotions. Emotions are easy to manipulate. Women aren't stupid. They just are easy to take advantage of. Sis, that's the definition of stupid. That's actually the definition of stupid.
Oh my god. You know?
Points were made. And it's not our fault. I think everybody has made valid points here today. Conditioning has definitely been much the fault of women's stupidity. We have been fed this idea that men are meant to be a certain way. We are supposed to be treated XYZ. And that's just not.
Stacey got to the bottom of that bottle, man.
I'm just saying, like, hello, is this thing on? Sorry. That's the definition of stupid, girlies. I hate to break it to you.
You're kidding me because you sound like you're having so much fun.
I am, because I've gotten to the point at my small age of 25 where I no longer, even as a close friend, give relationship advice, because I have understood that when it comes to relationship, women, sorry if I've just, settled that in this mindset, but women just be dumb for niggas. And I'm not interested in, teaching a woman to regain her common sense on behalf of some delulu ass fairy tale that a woman has made her mind up about. That has nothing to do with our friendship. Go forth and
you can look at it another way, Stacey. We could hope and pray that you find someone worth being stupid for.
God forbid. That's not my portion. But if it's my friend's portion,
that's the dream.
If it's my friend's portion, if she likes it, I love it. That has nothing to do with my friendship with her. And I think that also contributes to women being stupid, because at a certain age, we as women, and I'm going to speak generally, even though I could be wrong here, that maybe it's a me thing and not a we thing. There comes a point where you learn that when it comes to men, women, that's women's moon button. Like, they're just going to be dumb. You could be telling them, listen, this man is no good for you. He's going to treat you like shit every time. You leave him thinking that you're making an example, like he's going to treat you well. He's not. Like, he's coming back to you because he thinks you're a fucking idiot and you're going to take him back. And that's exactly what the fuck you do. I've seen it 36 times. Listen, that's separate from our friendship. You be stupid over there. Me and my home are going to be smart. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would also say that men can dangle the carrot as well. They can dangle the carrot
and give the stick.
But the problem with us is, in the longer the man is trying to dangle the carrot, we should now realize he's just dangling the carrot and remove ourselves. That's our problem. But I do believe certain men intentionally dangle the carrot.
Yeah,
so
they're liars. But I think that was an old school type of man. Christy, I think that's old school men. I don't think men are manipulating like they used to be anymore.
They're worse. Christy, hate to be that girl, but I actually think that's a fantastic example, because I think men are actually giving the carrot and the stick. I'm going to feed you this nonsense in your front, and I'm going to beat you with the stick in the back because you don't even know what I'm doing.
No, men ain't lying like that. Old school, like, men used to be like, oh yeah, you're my girlfriend, just to get pussy and like bare like little fake fun. Like, they're not doing that so much. With social media, and women want to come to you as a woman and it's easy to get caught. It's harder to do that. I don't think their men are like just barefaced lying as much as they used to. Like,
it's harder, and that is one of the very few avenues where men use their brain when it comes to lying to women. Like, they try. Do they succeed all the time? No. But I don't think that that's a evidence of men doing it less. I think that's evidence of men evolving how they cheat. We've talked about this in many different conversations.
Nah, someone's
I
cooking the books. These stats ain't right. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Like, man ain't lying like they used to. Like, that's like a 90s thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Brent? Though that was like a 90s thing.
Mugs, stop it, please.
What?
Stop it.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Stop it.
You saying that
Stop
men
it.
have stopped lying to women? It's crazy. It's crazy. On
It's
surface
crazy.
and below the surface.
Crazy.
Men are,
I'm not saying
in
they
fact,
stopped. I'm saying in the numbers that they used to do it. Like, I'm saying like it's got better.
Yeah.
Men used to do it and then cry about it because they were sorry. Now men are doing it and they're even rapping about it because they're proud. Like,
Oh,
awkward.
there's a sign. Well, that was
Someone actually, sorry. Someone put in a good question in the chat and said, it's Veronica, do black people even like each other? And that's a question I have every single day.
Here y'all go.
But how do you perceive that question though, Christy? Like, what do you mean by do black people like each other?
No.
But I feel like I'm gonna derail the conversation.
Well, Mags is trying to wrap it up, so you
go for it. Go for it.
Go.
Because I feel because more and more now the narrative is go where the love is, and for me the hot take is that's a very problematic term for me in the black community, because I feel like it's used on us for an excuse to say it. So it's like, do we actually like each other then? Because I feel like we only use that in the context of go where the love is. So we're trying to say that so the love is not in where in us now. So we're having to look outside for that love. Because that's how it seems to me every time I hear that. So, and I'm just thinking, it's never brought up in other races where they're like, I'll go where the love is, because if they're saying, they're not really saying that, because they'll just find it in themselves. But for us now, go where the love is means that we need to go outside of us, where quote unquote black love is meant to be, to now find the love. So I find that highly problematic for me personally.
I don't
know. That's how I perceive it. I don't hear it in any other context.
I think who said it in the chat just now that I just said bullseye? Yvette, naive ladies, lying men. That's a circle of relationships in 2024, especially in the black community. Women will continue to be stupid and men will continue to lie, and the circle just goes on and on and on and on. Eventually, a few will break the mold and those will be our model relationships, but that will just continue lies and naivety because it doesn't exist for the masses. And that's just is what it is. When women decide that they want to stop playing limbo with their standards, and when they don't have, I think there's a I've talked about this before on this platform. There is a
with your standards
an unrealistic spectrum that women have created based on what social media spews versus what is reality. I think sometimes men, hustle backwards, where it's like, okay, if women are expecting me to pay all their bills, I'm going to have to figure out how to make enough money to pay their bills. And then we have women who say, what one man do, another man, what one man won't do, another man will. There's those ones who are playing limbo. And then there's another end of women who are, regular, who are not dealing with rich niggas all the time and are just, playing limbo with the bar in hell. And until we kind of balance those standards and, value companionship, value loyalty, value the family dynamic, especially the black community. I don't know what other people are doing in their own communities, and quite frankly, I don't care. We just will not prosper. I don't foresee it happening in our lifetime. I personally, in my own portion, plan to uphold different standards, not holding my friends accountable, because why the hell would I take on that battle on my back? But I see it, I peep it. It is what it is in our community, and I don't foresee it changing anytime soon. And I think that's largely due to what we put out on social platforms.
Yeah, my drop.
Thank you
Is
very
it?
much, Stacey, Christy, and Chijoke for joining us on this topic. You guys have been
Of
absolutely
course.
amazing. I appreciate you greatly. And
Get y'all some wine on the Thursday.
Say it goes Sauvignon Blanc.
Yep. All of that. All the things.
All right, cool. Well,
Get,
thanks,
get your
guys.
wine like you don't get your men. White. Period.
What's she say?
she said, "Go with
What?
emojis."
She
I
said,
said get your wine like you don't get your men. White. Period.
Don't get. Wait, don't get them white.
Get your wine like you do not get your men. White.
Oh,
I do not like my wine to look like me. Thank you.
okay. thanks, guys and girls.
Drink more when you call it.
Yeah, do this all the time. Let's get into these next headlines. Let's do the last headlines. I'll blitz all 6 now.
All right, okay.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, please. All right. Someone was trying to sign up to the Discord.
Too little, too late. Let's go.
Yeah, it's too late now. Do all of them.
Cool.
Might as well.
Gonna blitz these last 6 for you guys. I'm gonna wrap up this show. So our last remaining headlines are about the government faces threat of leak inquiry over state pension rise reports. Downing Street is facing the threat of a leak inquiry over reports that the state pension is set to rise by more than £400 next year. The Tories are poised to raise concerns with the statistics watchdog that the government briefed out sensitive labour market figures. On Wednesday, the BBC reported on internal treasury analysis, which it said showed the state pension is set to rise by another £400 from next April. The briefing also inadvertently revealed average wage increases from May to July, a figure which has not been published, are set to come in at 3.5%. The figures emerged as Rachel Reeves battles growing criticism of her decision to withdraw winter fuel allowance from 10 million pensioners. The next headline is about Priti Patel. Is knocked out of the Tory leadership contest as Robert Jenrick leads first round of voting ahead of Kemi Badenoch. So Robert Jenrick found himself in an early pole position in the Tory leadership race today as he topped the first round ballot as Priti Patel became the first hopeful knocked out. Mr. Jenrick, the former immigration minister, secured the votes from MPs with 28, 6 ahead of Kemi Badenoch on 22. However, Shadow Housing Secretary Miss Badenoch, the previous favourite, was barely ahead of ex-Home Secretary James Keverley, who received 21 to place third. Miss Patel will play no further part after coming last with 14 behind Mel Strudge and Tom Tognant. Despite underperforming expectations, Miss Badenoch held huge support, while allies insisted she had momentum, but the widespread of support suggests that there will be a lot of votes in play in the later stages. It comes after the latest poll by the Conservative Home website found Miss Badenoch is favourite among activists, with 34% support compared to 18% for her nearest rival, Mr. Jenrick. A boy 14 is arrested after 4 killed in US school shooting. A 14-year-old boy will be charged with murder after 4 people were killed and 9 injured in a shooting at Georgia High School. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said 2 pupils and 2 teachers died in Wednesday's attack at Appalachia High School in Winder Barrow County. Colt Gray, a student at the school, was arrested by 2 officers on campus. An official said he will be tried as an adult. Local Sheriff Judd Smith described the attack as pure evil. Officers first received reports of a shooting at the school around 1,900 pupils at around 10:20 local time. Within minutes, law enforcement was on the scene, as well as 2 school resource officers assigned to the school who immediately encountered the subject, the sheriff said in a news conference. The subject immediately surrendered, he gave up, got on the ground, and officers took him into custody. We're going again. We've got 3 more headlines. Or is that even 4? 1, 2, 3. Let's get these last headlines out of the way quickly. So, there's an investigation launched after 75 fighters battle blaze at a tower block. An investigation has been launched after a blaze ripped through flats in a block in Catford. Firefighters were scrambled to the fire at the tower block on Rosenthal Road at the junction with Rushy Green at 12:51 p.m. on Wednesday. Footage of the blaze shows flames bursting through a burned-out flat on one of the building's top floors. 2 flats on the 9th and 10th floor of the building were at the heart of the fire. A fire brigade statement said 10 fire engines and around 70 firefighters tackled a fire at the block flats on Rosenthal Road in Catford. 2 flats were alight, and there are currently no reports of any injuries. So, fires under investigation. My next headline is about Oasis. Oasis released a statement as they announced 2 extra shows. Oasis has announced 2 extra Wembley shows after their tour sold out over the weekend and addressed the controversy over sales for the first time. Both Noel and Liam Gallagher, as well as Ticketmaster, came under fire over the initial release after fans spent hours in virtual queues and some tickets ended up costing more than double due to in-demand pricing for the reunion tour. Amid the backlash over prices, the Competition and Markets Authority announced an urgent review of dynamic pricing to ensure consumers are being treated fairly, while Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy promised a government review, and the European Commission also said it will examine the issue. And our last headline is about the China-Africa Summit officially kicks off on Wednesday. So the Chinese president welcomed African leaders in Beijing on Wednesday for a summit aimed at strengthening ties at a time of strained relations with the West. President Xi Jinping, with his wife Peng Liyuan, hosted a banquet Wednesday evening in the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing to welcome leaders for the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-African Cooperation. During the 3-day summit, leaders of some 50 African countries will discuss cooperation over the next few years on areas including agriculture, security, and industrialization. Meetings took place on Wednesday between Xi and leaders from South Africa, Djibouti, and Cameroon, among others. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres was present at the summit as a special guest. After years of being Africa's largest trading partner and investor, China has bolstered its relationship with African countries to counter the United States' European influence in developing regions of the global South. Now it's time to pay bills. Is that the first time I said that all day? Did I miss one?
That's all right.
I did miss one, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's because I read out all the...
Yes.
Here we go. Well, we'll pay them bills and let's get into reaction.
All right. Whoever's on Discord, can you say hi now just to see if it's working? I'm certain that...
Hi.
Yeah, Stacey. I understand why you did that because I wasn't specific. There was somebody else on stage and they are trying to basically get their phone to work, but I guess it's not working. Don't worry.
Awkward.
After the show, we can look to sort that out. But it's not working right now, and we're gonna move into the reaction.
It's good. Nothing really to report on the reaction. Not even nothing to even look forward to because it's international break. So that's tough. Obviously, we've got 2 quick headlines, quick ones for you. There's 6 England players nominated for the Ballon d'Or, which is good. So 6 England players, including Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, and Cole Palmer, have been nominated for the men's Ballon d'Or. For the first time since 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi missed out on the nominations. Barcelona's 17-year-old Lamine Yamal became the youngest ever nominee, surpassing Kylian Mbappe's record. Manchester City and Arsenal have 4 nominations each, with players like Rodri, Erling Haaland, Ruben Diaz, William Saliba, and Martin Odegaard. Manchester United's Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho are nominated for the Copa Trophy, awarded to the best players under 21. And our last sports news is about Chelsea. Chelsea sold 2 Stamford Bridge hotels to an associated company, Blue Coal 22 Properties Ltd, for $76.5 million in June 2023. The deal helped Chelsea reduce their losses for the 22-23 financial year, ensuring compliance with the Premier League's financial rules. Chelsea had a busy summer transfer window, spending over $200 million on new players, but also recouped significant funds through player sales. The club recorded The club recorded a net spend of just over 30 million, with Manchester United and Brighton among the other top spenders in the Premier League. Chelsea sold players like Conor Gallagher, Romelu Lukaku and Lewis Hall, while bringing in players like Pedro Neto, João Felix and Willian Esteval. And that is the end of our sports headlines. There's a video here to click for Dana Air, so let's get into that.
Message from the person trying to talk on Discord. Some women intentionally ignore all red flags for their own gain. There is a good proportion of women who intentionally attract men that ain't shit because they get what they want, a man, whether for status, a child, security, etc. Especially when women are in their 30s plus, they pick men that meet or met their needs. A perfect example is women who have kids for married men.
A man wrote that, right? A man wrote that, innit?
No, this is a woman. It's not a woman? It's a woman.
No, it's not.
Because of her views?
The punctuation.
I don't know what you mean.
I could just tell a man wrote that.
Can you hear that, Jackie?
Oh, is it a woman, right?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to start gender wars.
Oh, is that what you're trying to do?
Because if a woman wrote it, you can't really say nothing.
She's normally real good with the punctuation stuff.
If a woman wrote it, you can't really say nothing. You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't know what it means.
Some women will give a lot of pushback to that sentence, to that paragraph, that statement.
Yeah, and that's why I would have
And
preferred
if a man
for her to
said
be
it-
on the panel when sharing these views.
If a man said it, we might have got what we wanted out of this.
That's why it's good to platform women
It's true. It's true.
and champion them.
I was hoping a man said it. Sounded like Kevin Thompson. Thompson. Sorry.
All right, then. So wrap up.
There's a button to press.
Wrap up?
Tell you want to done it here?
Yeah, if there's one.
I saw a link. Bav, you just confused everybody. What's going on now?
All right, it's done up here, bro.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Hey, woke.
It's coming, people. Don't worry. Spotify crew.
Yeah. There you go.
Right, let's see what we got here.
Put his truck in park, and it actually rolled back and hit their car and their house. And when the homeowner came out to see what happened, she was not happy. But the craziest part of the video is at the end.
What the I parked it and then I got out and then it started moving. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I need some information.
Yeah.
Are you in my car? Yeah.
And while she went back to the house to write down all of his information, he forgot to put the truck in park again, and it rolled away, hitting the neighbor's car.
When's he gonna put?
When this FedEx guy was delivering a package, he forgot to put his truck in park, and it actually rolled back and hit their car and their house. And when the homeowner came out to see what happened, she was not happy. But the craziest part of the video is at the end.
I'm so dumb. You see, the first time I thought, right, he stopped it, but he didn't. It hit the yard, didn't it?
Yeah, I need some information.
I thought he had strength, man said.
Yeah.
And while she went back to the house to write down all of his information, he forgot to put the truck in park again, and it rolled away, hitting the neighbor's
How long he's
car.
gone for? He just... This guy is a Columbo, you know.
When this FedEx guy...
Oh, boy. Poor guy.
That's so stupid. Things like that don't even usually sweep me like that. I don't know why that's killing me. He's so dumb, man. That is harsh, man. That is harsh, man. That's just a bad day in the office, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Definitely a bad day in the office.
That was just a bad day in the office, man. That was funny though. He's very stupid for that. He's not done it. He ain't done nothing wrong. He's gonna get sacked though. He should get sacked though, no? Incompetent. That's what I think. Let's see. Let's wrap this bad boy up.